Welcome back to Oathbound Gaming. Today we're going to be playing a game called Extremely Realistic Siege Warfare Simulator. And you're going to find that this game is extremely realistic. You'll see. This game is not released yet. This is a closed demo that I was lucky enough to be invited to. And we're going to play it. I put a fair amount of time into this, more than I thought I would. So I want you guys to take a look at this. At the end of the video, we're going to do a pros, cons, and final thoughts portion of the video. It's going to be the opinion portion of the video. So, starting out, we're going to do this challenge mode. This is, there's only one level in it right now in the demo, and our objective is to take this castle. We got to break this gate here. And they have walls, and they have beacon towers that you're going to see a timer that if we do not complete the mission between, in that time, they're going to get a big force, a big reinforcement group. Now, that little squishing sound you hear is like the units walking. So, we have two squads we can choose here. Now, you're going to see the squads have varying stats. We have the commander's health, the commander's attack, how many units are in there, and what the general health and attack of those units are. In addition to that, they have siege things like ladders, roadblocks, and some of them will have abilities. You'll see, like, the archers have a fair amount. They have 3 abilities there. Some units... David Meadows over here. He is 1 unit. He doesn't... It's just himself, just the commander. And he's got no abilities or anything siege-related, but he's a big dude that just destroys people. Big walking monstrosity. We're going to go ahead and pick... See, this guy looks like he's got a fair amount of health on his units. Let's pick him. Let's go with Richie Kirk as our first dude. And then, we gotta have archers, right? We gotta pick archers or crossbowmen. What do you guys think? Let's go with the archers because they get more units and they have abilities. So we're gonna pick archers. They're pretty good. And we're gonna start our battle here. So there's our melee units, and here's our archers. Oh, watch, I got a nice surprise for you guys. Hold up. Watch this. I'm gonna take control of my units because you can do that in this game, and you can get into the fray of combat. I just got knocked down. And you can go to battle. Look at that guy run. Get him! And you can call that, I'm calling my, my other troop with me, having them follow me. And of course, you can leave that mode and go a little more strategic and set your units up. Put your archers behind your melee, because this game is big on strategy. You want to be careful with that. And we are going to unleash that right there. Flame arrows. And they walked right into it. Uh-oh. Well, we have cavalry coming. They just got mowed down. So, the green is an NPC group that is allied with me. So, red bad, green good. So we're going to go ahead and move our units up. Okay, here we go. The beacon's lit. This little clock icon in the middle. If that completes, they get a big group of enemy reinforcements, which I really like, because it's not like, oh, you didn't complete it in time, you failed. You should have been faster, but now you can still complete the level, you know, you can still get it done, but you're going to have tough enemy troops to deal with. I love that. I love that it's not just like, oh, instant failure. These are like mace units. I think they're pretty good against shields, so there is definitely strategy in this game. You got to be careful what units you put up against, you know, the enemy units. Like those cavalrymen, they got chewed up real fast by my shieldmen. Well, the shield dudes from my allies. But if they run into an archer group, you have cavalry run over archers, the archers are done. They're dead. It'll just delete them quite quickly. So, strategy is definitely important. And it's not just like a rock, paper, scissors thing, like cavalry's going to destroy archers. You can still kill them, you know, you take the high ground, like you put your archers up on this hill here, the archers will manage, you know, they'll be able to do some damage. This tent here, I'm using to heal my units, get my units back. That's one of my allies, uh-oh. They're going to attack that, aren't they? Yeah, they're attacking the battering ram. Battering ram's trying to take down the wall on that end, but they got it destroyed. That was my ally's battering ram, not mine. That was not a wise decision. I would not have done that. I would have set it right at the gate so we can defend it. But that's hindsight for you, right? There we go. We got a siege engine coming up. This is gonna be rough. Archers, boom! Knock them off the walls. How about that for a salvo of arrows? Knock those guys down. They done. And let's take control of an archer here and see if we can... There we go. The gate's down. My troops took that down. Enemy units coming. Oh no! That's a big enemy troop. Get him, archers! Gotta be careful of that. Archers do not want to shoot at these guys. Uh-oh. I think I'm gonna take the walls. I see that enemy melee coming. We're gonna have to retreat here and go for a heal. See, this is one of the things that kind of messes you up in this. You go for a heal, you lose a fair amount of time, and then this reinforcement group is quite strong. So if they are going to join the fight, I'm gonna have some trouble. Run, archers! You see, the game is extremely realistic, as I told you. As you guys can see, right? Very realistic. So another thing you can build is, you can build like roadblocks and stop enemy units from being able to pass it. Watch, I'll show you. We'll build one here just for the hell of it. So now they won't be able to get by that. You can build up to 3 of those. One of the things you can do as well is build like ladders, put them up on the walls and climb up the ladders. Okay, there's a big enemy group there. Once my melee gets healed, we're going to get our archers healed, and then we're gonna go. More enemy archers coming in. Uh-oh. They got a big dude right there. Kill those archers! That big guy's doing work. Uh-oh. And we're running out of time. This is gonna be rough. Ooh. I better hurry up and get my archers in there. Go, archers, go. Uh-oh. Are gonna get like one shot. I gotta try to get past these guys quickly. Go, go, go! So here comes the big army of enemy reinforcements, which are going to mess me up. But if we can get this door down before they get up here... Oh, we win! We got it. We got it down quite quickly. So there you go. That's victory. That's how you complete that level. Now, there's going to be more levels, but they aren't in the demo yet. There's also going to be a full campaign, going to be a sandbox mode, a level editor, and there's also like a strategy that teaches you how to play the game, go through that. So, there's a lot of content to come in this game. But let's move on to the pros, cons, and final thoughts portion of the video. Also, I want to show you the the options thing real quick, because that's going to be an important thing to talk about. This resolution is actually not what it's set to, so don't get confused by that and be like, whoa, he's playing in 640. Promise you I'm not. Let's move on to the last portion of the video. Let's go. Extremely realistic siege warfare simulator. Let's do this. The pros, cons, and final thoughts. First-person mode is a wonderful addition to any form of RTS. I really like seeing that. There's some RTS games, I get it, like it's a competitive game, multiplayer, like you can't really put it in there. I get that. But I love seeing it in like a single-player or a co-op type of game where you can just take control of your units and get down closer to the battle and take part in it. So I was surprised to see it in this game, and I love it. I think it's going to be really fun. It's pretty cool to be able to take form of an archer and start sniping enemy units off the wall, take control of a giant and slam down and kill 10 units at once, or cavalry. That was pretty cool. And the melee units with shield and sword, something like that, you have to like right click to raise your shield, block some arrows, and then drop your shield and attack with your weapon. It's actually quite fun. Strategy is king. Taking hilltops, using castle walls, and attacking enemy troops with the correct counter is very rewarding. It's obvious. I've tried it before where it's like, you know, you go in there with a, I don't know, melee versus cavalry, and if you're shielded, you'll do a lot better than if you just have like, I don't know, a basic weapon. It's quite a big difference when you have a cavalry troop attack archers rather than melee without shields. You have melee going up on an archer troop and melee has no shields. You're very vulnerable to incoming arrow fire, and those units die. You know, you might lose half of the troop by the time you kill the archers, while cavalry will just like butter, just run right through them, decimate them. You'll probably not even lose a single unit. So if you use strategy and you have a variety of units available and you use them properly, you will do a heck of a lot better. And I've learned that. I've had victories where I've barely, scraped through, crawling through at the end with like a couple of units left. And I've had victories that were very, very easy, and I've also had defeats. But I've learned a lot, and I like seeing when strategy actually plays a part in RTS games. Castle sieging is always fun. I love my medieval type of games, my sword and shield, and I love the siege tools. You got catapults. There might be trebuchets only in this game. Don't quote me on that. You might have catapults and trebuchets, but I know there's trebuchets. There's battering rams. There's the siege ladders. There's siege towers where, that's where you get your units on top of the tower and you kind of wheel it to the wall and just kind of disperse on top of the wall. So there's a heck of a lot of siege tools. Plus there's roadblocks that you can build out there to try to stop enemy reinforcements for kind of, trying to reinforce their team. There's a lot of different modes: campaign, challenge, sandbox, and a level editor. The level editor is probably going to be pretty nice for the community. I can imagine people uploading maps to the workshop if the game supports it. I don't know for sure. And if not, it could always be on a mod site and people can upload the maps they make and you can download them and stuff like that. So I like seeing that. It's nice to see something like that, because if you really love a game and you exhaust all the content, you're like, well, what else can I do? Let me see if the content, the community made some awesome maps, some good content out there. So it's cool to see. For people that are really, really big fans of a specific game, they definitely make use of the workshop for that type of content. So it's good to see that. Super realistic. The last pro. The game is obviously super realistic. It's in the game. I'm sorry, extremely realistic is in the title. So obviously it's going to be realistic, right, guys? There's giants. The game is. There's little yellow dudes and red guys, little blocky figures. Super realistic. It's obviously not, but I like it. I like to play on that a little bit, where it's kind of joking with its own name a little bit. It's obviously not really a realistic game, but the game has fun with it. Cons: the AI responds slowly to commands. It seems like you'll give a command to it, tell it to move one place, and then you're like, wait, let's go this way. And it'll like take a little bit for that unit to realize you gave it a second command to go somewhere else, and it'll continue to the first command area for a little bit. So it might run like another 10, 20, 30 feet and then be like, oh, I'm supposed to go this way. That doesn't feel good, and it's definitely caused some trouble when in terms of combat and stuff, trying to get them to the right position. So that I'd love to see improved. Controls feel clunky and restrictive in the third-person mode. I hope that gets improved as well. It just feels especially the cavalry, you'll see like the controls do not feel good, and some units will just slow down for no reason. You're controlling it, and it's like, okay, come on, sprint, go, and it'll just slow down to a crawl. It won't turn properly, and I'm hoping to see that improved. We'll see. It is a demo only, so we might see that. And then cons, and I made sure to put this in here. Graphic options are extremely lacking. That might be because it's the demo only, but I feel it's important to mention that, just in case the game releases without them. And the last thing, no keybind options. Again, that might be demo only. Don't know. Maybe the developers see this video and they come and comment and let us know about keybind options, graphic options, whether or not they'll be there. And I always like to see that. Keybind options within a game, they're like a necessity for me. It kind of... I mean, I play games that don't have the keybind options, but it's definitely... It's a big hit to the quality of the game for a lot of people. So, would love to see that. Final thoughts. I love RTS games, specifically single-player or co-op ones. It has become increasingly difficult to find new games in this genre that don't focus around multiplayer. That's competitive multiplayer. Siege Warfare Simulator is a welcome addition to the RTS genre for me, and I'm looking forward to seeing how the campaign will function. A little bit more on that. Would love to see co-op in this game, especially if you have like a limited amount of troops you can have. You can have 1 or 2 troops each on a battle. I think that'd be awesome. If it's 2-player co-op and every map has at least 2 troops, that's perfect. You have 1 troop each. If there's a map with 4 troops, great. 2 and 2. And you get to pick which troop you want, and they can take control of that unit, and you can work together. I think it would be cool for a co-op game if this game ever sees it. And then a little bit on the multiplayer game, specifically about a multiplayer topic there. There's a lot of RTS games out there that are multiplayer. They're revolve around competitive play. That's fine. I personally don't like competitive RTS games. This is not my thing. I like getting my competitive play from like MMOs. MMOs is where I do a lot of my PvP. I play to be the best in there. Really like seeing single player and co-op RTS games. I think they're very hard to come by at this point. New ones specifically. It's just there's not a lot of them hitting the market. But that's the end of the pros, cons, and final thoughts. One last thing to just wrap up the video. I wanted to show real quick, if this will play for me, that this game is going to have quite a big variety of terrain. There's some nice terrain, different textures and stuff, so it's not all the very simplified level I played. So you can expect to see a bit of variety in there. So I don't want to sell the game short, because there is a nice trailer out there. You guys should definitely take a look at it and watch some more of it. There's also ranged archery units and stuff in the game, so there's more than what I depicted in my video. So I hope you guys will tune in while I cover more of this game in the future when it releases, and maybe pick it up yourself. Look at that, range archery units. Pretty cool, right? So thank you very much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will definitely catch you in the next video. Please throw us a sub and like if you like this content, and I will see you later. Skidda!